the supplements that help fight colds and viruses. Hi, my name is Tom Jones Pharmacist, and you are on Tom Jones Pharmacist Live. And in the house tonight, the one, the only, Annie Doodle. Say hello to everybody, Annie Doodle.
Hello.
And what are we talking about tonight?
Oh my goodness. A dreaded subject. Colds and flu.
And viruses.
And viruses.
Yes.
It is springtime.
Oh, it's springtime. Thank goodness.
In the Carolinas.
We made it. We made it to spring. But we really haven't actually endured the cold season in a way. We had coronavirus, that's for doggone sure, and we still have that, but we're going to talk tonight about supplements that actually could be beneficial for fighting colds and viruses. And I think it's appropriate even if we're through the actual cold season. So let's talk about it. What do you do when you get sick or want to stay well? Colds and flu are caused by viruses that travel actually from person to person. And although you fend off infections year-round, you may be more vulnerable in the colder months because that can weaken your immune system. You're inside all the time. And we've been inside a lot ourselves all the last 14 to 15 months. But if you spend more time inside, you have more opportunities to trade the viruses and the microbes that go along with that. Now, when you get sick or feel like you're getting sick, here are some of the things that you really want to think about. You gotta eat healthy. I don't care if you're feeling great or feeling lousy. Eat healthy anyway. Eat a nutrient-dense diet. And minimize your exposure to the people who are not feeling well around you, the sick people. Drink plenty of fluids. Drink plenty of fluids. Water. Water is the beverage of choice. Get plenty of sleep. Take and get rid of stress. Take care of it. Get rid of the stress. Wash your hands 5, 10, 20 times a day if you need to. And don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth because that spreads to germs. And get on the bicycle. Go out for a walk. Get on the dance floor because that's going to help you stay well. But there are times, unfortunately, when you follow every single one of these ideas and recommendations and you still get sick. You're unlucky. You catch a cold. You contract the flu. You get a virus. I hope not the coronavirus, but just a virus. And this is why once you get this way, one of the most demanding and popular and want to know questions is, what supplements do you take and what wards off an infection or lessens their symptoms? And really the main question is, does any of them work? I want to know. Well, the tentative answer is yes. Yes, and I like to look at double-blind clinical studies because that's the way you learn and find out whether something's really as good as it's being promoted as. And if it is good, then it will help. So our supplements tonight, we're going to talk about them, and they've got evidence. They've got evidence on their side, and we've got some preliminary benefits backed by that double-blind clinical evidence score. So, the ones that we're going to talk about are vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. So, and the zinc is actually kind of a mixed bag, but let's talk about vitamin C first. Now, this is my go-to supplement. Vitamin C has been for a long, long time. It's my go-to supplement for preventing and helping those colds when they come. So it makes sense because vitamin C helps with the immune cells and how they work and how they form and how they function in the body. And it supports the physical barriers such as the epithelial cells of the skin that protect you from the bad things, the pathogens, the microbes all the time. And there's actually been a lot of studies, a lot of double-blind clinical studies, 148 to be in fact. So those studies have found that vitamin C administered can help prevent infections caused by microorganisms. Now, it's not a cure-all, no way in the world, but these studies, however, don't answer the question that most of us actually want to know. Can vitamin C supplementation help us ward off colds? That's the question. And there is no cure for a cold. You know that. We know that. So maybe with all of the research they've done into coronavirus, we can come up with that never-wanting, never-ending answer to the common cold. But we have a 2013 study that was in the Cochrane meta-analysis of human studies that actually give us some great insights. Now, people who start taking vitamin C when they already have a cold, you're out of luck. Doesn't work. Doesn't appear to be much of a benefit. Now, some people, though, suggest that very high doses, 6 to 8 grams a day, might reduce the duration of colds. But these studies actually need more confirmation. There's not enough double-blind clinical studies of that nature to really give the positive answer that we want to have. So people who take vitamin C regularly, though, can expect shorter colds by 8% in adults and 14% in children with slightly less severe symptoms. And isn't that what we really want anyway? We want to make sure that we are not as sick, that we're not quite as feeling bad, and we want to have results and a shorter stay at home in bed. But now here's the good news. Athletes who take vitamin C regularly have 50% less likely a chance to catch a cold than athletes who do not take vitamin C regularly. Now that's significant. Now, only people who perform irregular or acute bouts of intense exercise seem to enjoy these benefits, though. So, the good and the bad. Yeah. So, another meta-study back in 2018 said that vitamin C may shorten colds and lessen symptoms. And these were only 9 trials, but we like to see a lot of trials, and we like to see a lot of research actually put on vitamin C. And if it really does work, and if it's terrific for athletes, let's make it so we can all benefit from it. Now we go to the D cell, the D, vitamin D. Those receptors are found throughout the body. And vitamin D is involved in a lot of processes in the body, many cellular processes, including the regulation of the immune cells in the body. The immune cells during infection. So it comes as no surprise that if you have a deficiency in vitamin C, it will impair your immunity. In other words, your immunity is not going to work nearly as fast and as good and as beneficial. And there's also an association with low vitamin D levels and a higher risk of viral infections of the upper respiratory tract. So there was another study, a systematic review and a meta-analysis of individual participants that actually looked at all these controlled trials, and taking vitamin D could help prevent asthma symptoms as well as upper respiratory infections. So let's double check and keep going on this. A randomized trial published the same year, though, found no significantly difference in the test for that group of people. So some days it works, in some studies it works, some days it doesn't work, and some studies don't work. So let's go now to the big one, zinc. Zinc. And guess what? Zinc plays a lot of roles in the body too, including several in the immune system also. If you easily catch colds, make sure your diet has enough zinc in it. Athletes and other people who sweat a lot are at a greater risk of zinc insufficiency, and you have to take supplemental zinc. But, there's a downside. If you take too much, it can also be very detrimental. So you really want to get the right amount, the right time, and take it on a basic daily level. You've got zinc tablets, you've got zinc lozenges, you've got zinc nasal spray. Which one of those is best? Well, I personally like the tablets, but zinc lozenges can limit virus replication in the nasal cavity, and it may reduce respiratory tract inflammation also. So if you dissolve, suck on a zinc lozenge during the day when you first have the symptoms, you may be able to reduce that duration of action by 2 to 4 days. But you can have symptoms that will persist a few days thereafter anyway. Zinc acetate is the form of lozenge that works better than zinc glycinate, which is a more common form. So these are just a few trials. It's limited. So there probably is a good reason for this to occur. Now, zinc can have a downside too. It can cause nausea and a change in taste in the mouth and all sorts of different things. The nasal sprays actually can cause a loss of smell perception, and that even can persist after supplementation. So we don't recommend the nasal spray. We recommend the lozenge and the tablets. But the upper limit of zinc consumption and supplementation is 40 milligrams per day. No more. I actually only take 20. I think that's a better range. Although some people can take up to a lozenge which has about 50 to 75 milligrams per day for 14 days without any side effects. However, be very cautious here because, again, you get zinc from all sorts of different sources in the body. So those are 3 supplements that actually do give and have clinical findings behind them, double-blind clinical studies. It makes it well worth ourselves to actually try to get better, quicker, faster by using good supplementations with good products that have clinical research behind them. Annie Doodle, what do you think of tonight's program?
I thought it was very informative.
Even though we're out of the flu season.
That's right, yeah, but we'll be prepared for the next flu season.
All right, but there's still viruses going on.
Oh, there always are, aren't there?
All right, that's it for tonight. My name is Tom Jones, pharmacist. You've had the consultation with Annie Dental also. We are here to help you understand
I
better.
take zinc.
Yep, that's right. She
And
takes
I take
zinc.
vitamin D.
She takes
And
vitamin
vitamin C.
Wonderful. I do too. I think it's a great, great choice. But you need to check with your doctor. Pharmacist, by the way, doctor and pharmacist, they are also the key people about drugs and nutrients and all the different aspects of what you should be and should not be taking. If there's any clinical problems taking one medication and another together, supplements together with vitamins and nutrients and with drugs. All right, let us know what you want us to talk about. We'll be right here for you. Take care. We'll see you soon.